Hello everybody, Anne Marie the Forager Chick here. Have you ever had pesto? I'm sure some of you have pesto. I'm sure most of you have had pesto. Well, have you ever had a wild weeds pesto? Maybe not. Well, today we're going to make chickweed pesto to go along with learning all about chickweed. Chickweed is a wonderful spring herb and it's out and about everywhere. And usually if you do have it in your yard, you have lots and lots, so you can eat it all spring long until it gets too hot. So I went outside and I collected some chickweed, and it's been raining, so I don't even have to wash it off, which is even better. Now, of course, if you're really germy and stuff, you know, you could go wash it off and stuff, but it's really clean. I was careful as I picked it. I am very careful to make sure that I don't have any pine straw in there. So I'm looking through it just a little bit just to see if I have anything like that in there. So we need approximately 2 cups. So 2 cups are probably 2 huge handfuls, pretty much. So I'm going to get ready to start cutting this up and put it in the food processor. So let's get started. To get started, we're going to clip our 2 handfuls of chickweed right into the food processor. Now don't go crazy. The food processor is going to do the work for you, but this just makes it a little bit easier just to clip it up. And 1 more handful. I'm pretty generous on my handful. So there's probably a little bit more than 2 cups, and you can see I always have stuff flying around when I am cooking. A little bit more. All right, I think that's about 2 cups. Next, we need a 1/2 cup of olive oil. So I've already measured it out. Put that in there. This is much easier than regular pesto. It just comes together just by mixing everything at one time. And then I have a clove of garlic. I've cut in 4 pieces. You could use 1 to 2 cloves of garlic depending on what you like. I'm going to do a little bit of squirt of maybe about a teaspoon of lemon juice. And when you're squeezing a lemon and you don't have a strainer, it's best to squeeze it up because then you won't have any seeds. Although they're going to get grinded in there anyway, but we don't need any bitter lemon seeds in our pesto. And we need 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. So sunflower seeds are really nutritious, and I know most people with pesto, they'll use pine nuts. Pine nuts are extremely expensive. Sunflower seeds don't cost much at all, so we just use that. Then we're going to use, instead of the normal cheese that goes into pesto, we're going to use nutritional yeast. So what is nutritional yeast? It's a deactivated yeast that is highly nutritious. So it's not like your bread yeast. It's very cheesy smelling, and it's just, it smells so good just opening this whole thing. So a lot of vegetarians or vegans will use the nutritional yeast to make a type of cheese because it has that nuttiness, cheesy taste to it. And we're going to use about 3 tablespoons of it. Now, if you didn't have this or you didn't want it, you could use regular cheese like a parmesan or a romano, but nutritional yeast is really super high in vitamin B, all the vitamin Bs. So vitamin B1, B6, B12, I know I'm forgetting one there. And those 3 tablespoons have 6 grams of protein. So there you go, you have more protein in there too. I see a stem, so I'm getting rid of that. And we need a little pinch of salt. So put some salt in there. I forgot my salt. Let me go, I'll get it in a minute. So we're just we have everything in there. We have our chickweed, our olive oil, our nutritional yeast, our lemon, our garlic, and we are all set. Put the lid on. Sorry about this, it's gonna make some noise. And you want to pulse it at first and then puree it to your desired consistency. Stopping it for a moment. You should always scrape down the sides anytime you're doing something like this. Just don't get your scraper stuck on the blade. How do I know? I've done it a million times. All right, it's in there. And then we'll mix it up one more time. And there is our pesto. Now that our chickweed is all mixed up, you're going to take it out of the mixer. So first, take out your blade carefully. Get all that goodness off of it. Put that on the side. And take a little rubber spatula, scraper, whatever you want to call it, and pour it into a bowl. And then you can use it in whatever recipe you like. So of course, the first thing that comes to mind is pasta. A lot of people eat their pesto on top of hot pasta, which is very easy. Just boil some pasta, macaroni, and drain it. Save a teeny bit of the pasta water. Add a few spoonfuls of the pesto in there, mix it all up, and if you need it thinner, you can add some of the pasta water back in and serve it. Takes no time at all. You can add it to a cold pasta and make a pasta salad and add some tomatoes and some chopped peppers and other kinds of cucumbers maybe, things like that. You can add it on top of eggs. Tastes great on an omelet. Or if you saute in some vegetables, you can go ahead and put a couple of spoonsful in there while you're cooking or when it's all finished. My favorite way, just eat it straight out of the bowl. No, I'm kidding. Get your favorite cracker, take a little piece on there, and just eat that. So tasty. I love this kind of pesto. I like this better than having the basil pesto. Basil pesto sometimes is a little bit strong, and this one is very mild tasting. Plus, you can use whatever you'd like in place of the seeds. If you don't like sunflower seeds, you can use walnuts or pecans. But I really do like it with the sunflower seeds. It adds a little bit more nutrition to it. And try it if you can with nutritional yeast before adding cheese. I think you might like it. You will never miss the cheese, I promise. So you can add all kinds of herbs in there. If you don't want to just do it with chickweed, you can add, if you have spinach or kale, you can add that in there with the chickweed. You can add some other wild weeds that we've gone through. You can put in some plantain or some yellow dock leaves or dandelion, but be careful with the bitter herbs. You don't want to put too many in there. It's going to change the whole profile. But whatever you have in the house, hey, you can just put it all in there. All right? I hope you like the chickweed pesto. Have a great day. Bye.